Is this the perfect block to decorate your world? So simple to make, and yet it can do so very, very much. Well, in today's Clever Blocks, we are going to be talking about this workstation, the Loom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to another episode from me, Avomance, in my Workstations and Clever Blocks tutorial series. Today, we are talking about these strange looking fellas that I've got either side of me. This is the Loom, and it has revolutionised banner making. The Loom is the workstation of the shepherd, this rather shy fella right here. And you can see here he's got his workstation, and it is best mined out with an axe, although you can mine it out with any tool or even your hand and it will not get destroyed, unlike some other workstations. So I try and hit it out with my hand. It takes a little bit of time, but we still get it back. This poor fella ceases to be a shepherd. I'm going to put it back and demonstrate that in reality it's very quick to do it with an axe. The loom is basically a wooden item, but it seems to forget that it's wooden, because if you try and set fire to it, it really couldn't be less interested. It will sit there, and if you set fire to the bit next to it as well, it will not be destroyed by fire. Neither will it be destroyed by lava. Even if you dump the lava right on top of it like that, it could not be less bothered. If I just get rid of that lava, you can see that loom just emerges victorious from the heat. Also, it is super easy to craft. Any two sets of wooden planks, and it doesn't matter what you can use the same, you can use different, and 2 pieces of string, and that'll get you a loom. It is probably the easiest workstation to craft out of all of them. Now, the loom can be moved by a furnace, so if you wanted to, you could do some kind of hidden loom area in your base, and it's also usable as a fuel. 2 looms will smelt 3 items, but I've got to be honest, why would you do that? The loom was added to Java in Snapshot 18W43A in October 2018. Beta 1.10.0.3 saw it in January for Bedrock, and poor old PS4 1.90 in April 2019. Now, apart from using it for some really great creative builds that we'll go into in just a minute, it is absolutely fantastic at banners. Banners are amazing in the loom. It used to be a nightmare to make banners, but now you can make banners really, really simply. First off, make your base banner. Now, your base banner is whatever coloured wall times 6, doesn't matter what. So you could have white, you could have orange, you could have blue, any one of the 16 colours, and that will be absolutely fine. And then grab yourself some dies. Doesn't matter what colour, do what you want. Come in to the GUI of the loom by right clicking it here, and take your banner, whatever banner you want, and pop it in, unsurprisingly, the banner shaped banner. Now, this looks a bit like an artist's paint thing, and as a result, it's obviously where you put the colour. So if you take a colour, any dye colour you want, and you pop it in there, you all of a sudden get a bazillion choices of shapes and sizes that you can use for your banner, which is absolutely brilliant. Then if you select one of them, doesn't matter which one you select, so let's for example select this one, that will give you the banner that has the background of the whatever colour banner you've got, and the foreground shape that you've got for your die. So I can then take this now. If I decide, you know what, I don't want that one, I want that one. Oh no, I don't, I want that one. Oh no, I don't, I want that one. No, actually I want the one I started with. You can just select through them and look at whatever ones you want until you are absolutely happy with the one that you've chosen. And then, and only then, you can pick out your banner from here. It will consume the banner that you had and one of the dies. You can then go in and stack it. So for example, I've got a banner there that's red. I could then come along and change my die colour to yellow and pop that around it. I've now got a yellow background around and on top, you'll notice, of that red cross. Or alternatively, I can fade out the top of the red cross. Or alternatively, I can put a red cross inside that wobbly pattern there. And then if I really wanted to, I could take another garish lime colour and I could put something else on there and put a green dot in the middle. And that becomes a really unique banner for me to be able to put around my base. There are some other little elements that you can use within this loom. You'll notice you've got a gap that we've not used yet here. So if I come in here and I take these items, we can start to craft banner patterns. Now there are a number of banner patterns that you can craft. What you require is a piece of paper and an item, and there are 4 banner patterns that you can craft in Java. There are 6 that you can craft on Bedrock. Now I'm going to do the Java ones, but additionally on Bedrock you can do the field masoned and the burden indented, which are Bedrock exclusives. Oxide Daisy, you get a flower charge banner pattern. If I take that, that consumes the daisy and one of the pieces of paper. If I take a creeper head, and you can get a creeper head by exploding a charged creeper next to another creeper, and that will drop a creeper head. You get a creeper charge. An enchanted golden apple, a little harder to come by, make a golden apple and enchant it. A thing, which is actually the Mojang logo. And then if you go bashing some wither skeletons, they might drop a wither skeleton style, and that will give you the soul charge. Now there is a 5th one that you can get in only Java, and you get it from trading with a master level shepherd. Now sadly, all 3 of the master level shepherds in this village don't want to give me it. They want to give me a painting instead, but you can get a globe pattern from these guys fairly consistently. I've just been unlucky. However, through the magic of Minecraft, I have now got one of each of the Java banner patterns. I'm just going to get a banner, and I'm going to get a few colours, and I'm going to come into my loom. Now this is where it gets interesting. I put the banner in, I pick a random colour, I really don't care what one it is, purple let's say. Now I want to use the flower charge pattern. So now that's cost me an oxide daisy and a piece of paper, so it's not very expensive, but it does give me a really pretty pattern. But you'll notice there's no other choices, it's just that one. If I then take that pattern out, put in a creeper, it gives me that. Take the pattern out, put in the thing, it gives me that Mojang shape. Take it out, put in a skull charge, you get the skull and crossbones, and then the globe looks like that, which I think is really cool. Now what's really interesting is if you were to use, say for example, the creeper like that, and you took that out, you would use up the banner, you would use up the purple dye, but look, the creeper charge is still there. Now what that means is that you can use this as many times as you want. You can also overlay on top of something that you've made with a banner, for example. So we've got this creeper orange banner here. I've got some yellow dye in. I'm going to select that one. And now the creeper has got fluffy blonde hair. Now you can overlay these things over and over and over to make really complicated patterns. And if you do it in the right order, because the order is everything, each new pattern is overlaid on top of the previous one, you can create some really unique stuff. I'm going to try and see if I can remember how to make this particular banner. So if I put in a blue background with some lime dye, and I get the diamond, we get the diamond then, and we get the blue one, and we look for the cross, which is that, we get kind of this nice, really nice quite shape there. Then if we get the creeper charge with the lime, that gives us what looks like a bit of a castle, or maybe a mouse with a thing over its head. If we then get rid of that creeper charge, put in the blue dye and bottom triangle segment, which kind of takes out the bottom part of that. If we then come along and get the blue dye again and do the line across the middle, we get, it's almost a creeper face but with a funny dot and some what looks like fangs. And then if we get some brown dye and we find the dot, we can take that one out, and if we turn around, we've got ourselves a turtle banner. Now because looms can be placed in 4 different directions, you get some pretty good textures. 3 sides are all the same, just like that, with the 4th side being the loomy bit and the top being like that. The bottom's got a good texture too, and we'll look at that in a moment. But you can do a number of things. Here are just a few examples. Shikmon pole. Put a sign in front and it becomes a mailbox, because that little bottom bit turns into a mailbox slot underneath that sign. It's really quite effective. Also, because the texture of the bookshelf is actually taken from the texture of the loom, or vice versa, because the bookshelf did come first, they can look like empty shelves on a bookcase. Just makes it look a little bit more alive. you can then do open drawers. If you look inside here, it looks like there's a load of files in that drawer. Little button on the front, really quite effective for drawers. You can continue put buttons on all of those so they all look like drawer fronts. And then if you wanted to, you could use them for interior design. We've incorporated the banners as curtains around that window with a picture, but if you use a bottom slab floor, it looks like a decorative skirting board. It's quite effective. You could make a grand piano if you wanted to. They look like keyboards, and using some kind of scaffolding come carpet seat, you could tinkle the ivories as long as you wanted to. And also, they make for a really nice floor. If you kind of go backwards and forwards, sideways, you can get this intermittent pattern that's very effective. And upside down, it's actually really effective there too. So whilst it might only be made out of a couple of pieces of wood and a couple of bits of string, the loom can completely transform your world with these colourful banners. It is a brilliant piece of work, and then you can use it in creative mode because of that pattern for all sorts of things. It is a really nice piece of kit, and thank you, Workstation gods, for bringing it to us. If you have enjoyed that video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you're enjoying it, and I will keep on making them. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see it in my sub club, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.